Discus Lariat.
The huge suplex.
Good evening. Welcome to the first show of 2020. You are watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. I am Aaron Phillips alongside my partners Matt Mullen
What's up?
and the boss himself, Scott Hosey. How are you, sir?
Good. Just got in. Arms are tired from flying.
Ah, yes. Yes, as well they should be. You got actually through luggage and everything pretty quickly to get here on time.
Absolutely. When only 28 people were on the plane, there wasn't much
Oh,
luggage to
28
come-
people. That was it. Well, where were you coming from? Amarillo?
Yeah, Amarillo.
Well, that explains it.
Yes.
Isn't there a WWE wrestler that's from Amarillo?
Absolutely.
Who
Terry
is it?
Funk.
Terry Funk.
Yep.
I thought there was someone else. No, but you're right. Terry, the Funk
Well,
family.
Dory. Yeah.
And Mrs. Funk and Mr. Funk and Kid Funk. Yes, absolutely. Well, it is 2020. It is the first show. It seems like it's been like a year since we've been on the air with everybody.
True. Been
Right?
about 3 weeks.
It's been about 3 weeks. Absolutely. A lot has gone on, kind of, because, of course, as we got closer to the holiday, things were recorded and, we saw pre-shows and all this other stuff. But now we're getting back to action because why? Royal Rumble is only but a few weeks away, and things have really been sort of getting a little, what's the word I want to look for?
Chaos?
Chaotic, yes. Yes,
yeah.
that's a good word. So, unfortunately, we don't have our bell tonight, and I don't know how this is going to look coming across the video. But every time we switch segments, please be on the lookout for this. Now, we see it, but I don't think it's really visible on
I
the
don't
screen.
see it.
Well, I don't think we need the bell because we're missing somebody, so we don't need to.
That is true.
Yeah.
Johnny Rock is not with us tonight. He is somewhere in parts unknown.
Maybe it's the flashing. Maybe
right.
he's seeing those.
That's right. That's right. The crowd reacts to Johnny not being. Can you just turn my headset? It's the first button there all the way on the left. Just turn it up a little bit. There we go. Thank you very much. My lips keep hitting the microphone. I'm getting shocked. Hey, while you're listening, please make sure you reshare us if you're watching us through the Facebook feed. We would appreciate it. Reshare us. Invite your friends to join us here live from Las Vegas at the Go Live Vegas studios. And, of course, we are being simulcast right now on GoLiveVegas.com, or make sure you download the app, the mobile app, Go Live Vegas. 3 separate words. Download it on Android or your iPhone and take us on the road with you. This show will be replayed on Sunday, 6 p.m. So if you miss it, if you don't want to watch the replay on Facebook, you'll be able to catch the replay live right here on GoLive.Vegas on Sunday at 6 p.m. All right. So, gentlemen, what do you say we get started? You ready?
I'm ready.
I hear voices going to kick us off. So let us get started with the rumors going into 2020.
Ding, ding.
There you go. Ding, ding. There you go. All right. So kick us off with the first thing you got there, my friend.
All right, I'll start off with the first rumor you hear every year since he left. CM Punk is the favorite to win the Royal Rumble this year.
And I'm going to win the lottery.
And he's not even officially like wrestling.
It has been the same thing for every pay-per-view, big pay-per-view, somebody returning. It's always CM Punk. But now with the backstage thing going on, it's kind of a little bit more to the rumor, I guess. But he still says he's not doing it.
Well, we know that a lot of reasons people tune into the Royal Rumble is for the simple fact that people look for the surprises.
True.
Yeah.
The last year, there really weren't any, right? That I can recall.
Not that I remember, no.
So this year, could it be Punk? Edge's name has come up. Undertaker's name keeps coming up as well. Brock Lesnar, according to his advocate, is now, of course, part of the Royal Rumble, and he's going in at number 1 to prove a point, apparently.
I think they don't have any storyline for him, and they forgot about a storyline.
You mean the guy who's not around but
Yeah.
once every couple of months?
How can you develop a storyline? And the trouble is, I've said this for months and years now, WWE constantly rushes a storyline. Back in the old days, I don't know if Matt, no disrespect to your age, but I know Aaron does, you could run a storyline for 6 months to a year.
Absolutely.
And get the most out of it. First couple weeks, it's just simple matches, DQs, run it up to a no disqualification match, and then 6 months later they're in a cage. Here, by 8:05, depending on what time zone you're in, they're in a cage.
Exactly.
I mean, look at the whole thing with Bray Wyatt and Seth Rollins. They could have milked that or any of the other storylines with Bray, but they're killing them immediately.
Yeah, I agree with that. What do you think?
I wish they would do stuff like that still. do something on Monday, and half the time by the end of the show, the storyline
Sure.
is over.
You'll notice on the screen as we're talking here, there's a poll that is up on the screen. You know, next Monday is the 13th of January, which of course traditionally is a WWE Raw night, which they're loading up of participants because college football championship game is all about the Tigers. LSU Tigers and the Clemson Tigers will be fighting out for the championship. Which will you be watching? So just go ahead and click. It's on our Facebook page, Thoughts Count Anywhere. Go ahead and click on your choice, and at the end of the show, we'll review the results on what you will be tuning into next Monday night.
Where is Raw going to be from? Matt, you're usually in on this. Do you know off the top of your head? Okay, never
I
mind.
don't know offhand.
Sorry to catch you on that one. I honestly think the college football championship is going to just blow away Raw, so I don't know why they're throwing money away trying to bring in big name stars if that's the way they're going to be. You know, you've got two Southern teams. As you're well aware, wrestling is very much a hotbed of the South. And, you know, you had, you know, World Championship Wrestling. You had, you know, the Von Erichs territory with World Class, you know, NWA. So why would you spend all that money when you're not going to get the ratings? Especially with what you're going to do with them.
Raw's going to be in Lexington, Kentucky.
Lexington, Bluegrass Country, right?
Yep.
All right, we got some comments coming into the chat room. Ryan thinks that the biggest surprise will be on the Women's Rumble, and Ronda Rousey will be making her return.
I can see that.
And Ryan says they shouldn't have done Fiend and Rollins in the Hell in a Cell first, and I agree with that. And Jason Piper, hello, thank you for joining us. By the way, you're also welcome to call us. We love calls, 702-660-7666. Call us, be part of the show, and let us know your input live right here during our broadcast, during our podcast, telecast, this show that we call Thoughts Count Anywhere. All right, next topic. Lana Rusev Lashley Liv storyline to play out until WrestleMania. Can they really string that out for another 3.5 months?
It's like Vince's pet project, apparently. So he's in love with this thing, so he'll find a way. Unfortunately.
Yes, I agree. This should have ended a long time ago. How many storylines, fake weddings, you know, infidelity, or, you know, all this stuff, it just gets old real quick.
You know, they said that during Monday's show, they had to cut away because security had to jump in the ring to supposedly control someone who they thought was jumping in from over the barricade. And then I read today that the person that they tackled was the actor who was portraying the minister of the wedding because there was allegedly some confusion. Today I read an updated story that there was no confusion. Apparently, according to WWE, that takedown was planned in advance. Take that for what it's worth.
Okay, next. Ding, ding.
Yeah, exactly.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right. Yeah.
I like that.
Waka waka. Okay, we just talked about CM Punk as a favorite to win the Royal Rumble, but here's another name that's been returning, has been bantered about, and that's Edge.
I can see that one also.
I would love to see that happen.
Where would he come in? Where can he come in to potentially take out possibly Brock to where it doesn't become a negative backlash on him for saying, oh, Edge just jumped in at number 30 and he beat Rock and now he's all of a sudden going for the championship when you had all these other guys been fighting. Is there really a win-win situation with somebody like Edge coming back at number 30, let's say, getting in there, or CM Punk for that matter, beating Brock?
I could see Edge
That late.
coming in, having a little interaction with Miz, and
Okay.
then having maybe Morrison come in and throw Edge out.
So
And
you're
then-
thinking Edge would come in earlier.
Yeah, I just, you know, he's got a lot of ring rust, so I don't see him coming in at the beginning. I see, you know, middle of the card or middle of the match, I should say.
Okay.
I don't want to see him come in number 30. It'll have like the Batista effect on him almost, but Edge is so popular and he's come back from such a long time. I don't think it'll have a negative effect.
Okay.
But you don't want him going against Lesnar with a bad neck like he does. So Lesnar just throws people. I don't even think he pays attention to where they're going.
No, they're like javelins. People are like javelins.
And if you mentioned something about Undertaker, you know, I could see Taker coming in at number 30 and Lesnar think he's winning and then have Taker take him out.
That means then Taker, who's been real. The crowd,
But, you know, they
crowd
kept-
not liking that response.
They kept mentioning, Paul Heyman kept mentioning Undertaker, that Lesnar, took the Undertaker, ended the streak. He kept repeating that.
Right.
So I thought that what I caught is that's building something up.
Of course, there's always the swerve factor.
True.
Yeah.
So there's Ryan mentions in the chat room, Edge can come in whenever, but if you want him to take Brock out and set that up, have him come in at 10 or above, which I don't disagree with. If you want to have a showdown, you've got to have Edge in there for a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's capable right now.
Well, that's a different story,
Yeah.
depending. But again, if there was even thought of him coming in the ring, he's got to get medical clearance, right?
True.
He's been seen in Pittsburgh
Yeah.
where the WWE doctors are to get that clearance.
Right.
And
He's
I
also
heard-
been backstage at a couple events.
And then you've also got Goldberg still floating around, which we could care less to see. Hey, if anybody wants to hurt Edge, there's Goldberg.
Yeah, there you go.
Goldberg Undertaker 2.
One and a half, because some will say the first match really wasn't much of anything, right?
Half.
702-660-7666 is our number. Please give us a call. And then also check out the poll that you see at the bottom of the screen if you're watching us on Facebook, or if you're just listening to us on Go Live and you have another device, just go to the Thoughts Count Anywhere Facebook page. You'll see the post there. What will you be watching next Monday, the College Football Championship game or WWE Raw? Hi, Tim. Thank you for jumping into the chat room. 702-660-7666. Please reshare us with your friends onto your page. Have all your wrestling buddies join us as well. Okay. Also, I want to just mention, it's not on our list, but Edge returning, possible. Paige, there's been teasers out there about Paige making some big announcement, talking about how she's got things left and big announcement about her career. Is it possible we could be seeing Paige coming back to the ring somehow?
She could be a surprise entrance.
Okay.
I could see it ever since Daniel Bryan came back. Never say never when it comes to somebody's injury, taking them out permanently.
Well, plus in the Rumble, you can come in and get eliminated like immediately and not take any bumps. So
Santina.
yeah.
Doesn't
In
he
and
hold
out.
the record for like the shortest stint in
Less
like
than 5 seconds.
Like 5
1
seconds,
second.
right? 1 second, is that what it was? God bless. I miss Santino. He was a great comedic performer. Not originally. I mean, I remember when they were overseas and Lashley was Vince was there and Vince picked Santino out of the crowd and he was supported by Lashley when he won the Intercontinental belt. I remember that episode.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And then it went from some serious nature to all of a sudden, boom, he's like the revival then, because now they're making a revival comedy act to some level as well. So I miss Santino. Absolutely. Ryan Smith, Goldberg Taker was the worst match of 2019. No thank you on that rematch. The Goldberg Lesnar at WrestleMania 33 ruled. Interesting take. 702-660-7666. Please give us a call. We want to hear you live on the show. By the way, I want to point this out for potential advertisers, gentlemen. Everybody out there, you notice in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, you see a logo of our main sponsor, Power Play Sports and Collectibles, who just so happens to be Mr. Scott Hosey at the end of your table. We would love to have you and your business be part of our show and family here at Thoughts Count Anywhere. You too can have your logo and business information displayed for a full segment, up to 15 minutes of time. Our listening world will be able to see your business right in front of them. So if you are interested, Matt, give them the email that they can contact us, as well as, of course, contact us through Facebook.
It is thoughtscountanywherepodcast@gmail.com.
There you go. So contact us. Great prices. They do not break the bank, but more importantly, they get out to the world, and your logo can be displayed just as you see Power Play Sports and Collectibles there in the corner. We should hear.
Thank you.
Yeah, right, exactly. There you go. How about a little ching-ching sound there? That's what we really need. Anyway, all right, so let's move on to the WWE report. We kind of touched on the first item, Lesnar entering as number 1 to potentially. Now, it is rumored that his Mania match will be coming out of the Rumble.
I could see that. It makes sense. Usually it's the start of Mania season, and usually something crazy happens at Royal Rumble that you're like, oh, that's WrestleMania right there.
I see McIntyre winning the Rumble and going against Lesnar.
Okay? So
I'd love to see that.
So does that mean a turn for McIntyre, or
They've been turning him recently
Right.
with more mic time, a little interaction with the fans, turning him to a face. But against Lesnar, no matter who you are, face or heel, nobody likes Lesnar.
Nope.
But yet if he goes from number 1, and let's say he gets to 29, whoever comes out 30, whether he wins or not, I think the crowd's going to get behind him the longer he stays, because he gets a heck of a pop when he comes out. I think we can all agree, right? the crowd's really behind him when he generally comes out. Yes,
They're behind him until the pyro.
until the pyro. All right, that's fair enough. I
Get
guess.
to see the fireworks. Yay, 4th
But
of July.
exactly, just watch the object, the shiny object.
Yes.
But what I'm thinking though is that the longer he stays in the match, will the crowd continue to support him, kind of turning him
No.
a little bit? You don't think?
No.
You don't think he'll get any baby face heat?
Unless McIntyre comes in at number 29,
Okay.
and they continue the battle all the way through, then you could go, oh, this could be a hell of a WrestleMania match. But I just don't see it. I honestly don't see I don't like the Rumble. I guess it's just me. It's
To me, it's just the novelty in a way
Yeah.
of who's coming back. I want to see the surprise. people.
surprise entry.
Right.
Other than that, I'm old school. Have the 30 guys, 40 guys get in the ring, have a battle royal, for 20 minutes, and then you're over and done with.
I say make it a 30-man last man standing match. Have them all beat the crap out of each other for 3 hours, and the last person standing gets the shot or whatever, whichever belt they want to go to. Now, they're talking if Brock does win. Obviously, he's not going to wrestle himself, which could lend itself to a whole nother storyline. But that he might go after Bray, might go after The Fiend for the Universal title. That would be the only other title worth going after
Yeah.
if he wins.
Well, the other storyline that's being bantered is Roman Reigns in a main event match, and I can see him going up against Bray. But I'm sorry, I'm an advocate of not having the two belts either. I'm old school. Sorry.
Yeah,
guys.
very disappointing for the crowd. The
I mean,
crowd's very disappointed in hearing you say that.
What belt means the most now? Is it the Universal? Is it the World Heavyweight title? If you listen to Heyman's speech, it's the World Heavyweight title,
But
but
it's never on the show.
it's never on the show. But I mean, NWA, AWA, WWF, for those, old school, be on different shows. How about work more than, 3 days a week?
That's why I was not happy with the fact that they put the belt back on Brock so quickly on the SmackDown debut. I think it was a joke.
Yeah, I mean, just who's the top guy or the top person in the company? And I know they're doing it especially now because of Fox, but you can't. I mean, Flair, Bockwinkel, Harley Race, Hogan, if you want to call him a champion, they defended on different shows.
Yes,
why
they did.
why couldn't you
Yeah.
do that? Now, granted, I'm not saying the wrestlers don't put in their time because most of them do, but for instance, I had many conversations with Nick Bockwinkel, and he was offered the NWA belt. And the thing about it, with the AWA, he only had to work 4 days a week.
Okay.
The Crockett's and NWA basically said they'd give him the belt, but he would be on the road working 340 days a week or a year.
Jesus.
Yeah. And that's what the NWA champion did. And if you look at the NWA champions, the Harley Races, those guys in the old school days, they're walking around if they can walk right now. And I'm not saying the guys today can't take a bump, but why can't you be on SmackDown and Raw? Why not?
Yeah.
Because that would differentiate and break away from the Raw branding when they had the supposed superstar shakeup and all that stuff.
Something that people don't watch. They don't care about
Yeah,
the draft.
I agree. I agree. But apparently, SmackDown on Fox wanted their certain superstars and to be part of their coverage, and I think it kind of backed WWE into a corner in a little bit.
Well, when the ratings drop like they are,
Right.
They're going to start making changes, wholesale changes.
You would figure like if Fox wanted like the show, why would they want certain superstars and they just get the whole brand?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Good question. As well as the fact that they're trying to, of course, make NXT the third brand. They're not making it. They're trying not to make it the developmental league or level or whatever before the main roster.
Then you got 3 belts. I mean,
Right, exactly. All right, let's go to the Raw real quickly from this past Monday night. A couple things that I want to talk about. Number one, let's talk about Big Show returning. Were you excited to see his return? Number two, Andrade beating Mysterio and Andrade taking Mysterio's mask off, which apparently, according to online stories, they are not going to follow that up as a story with Ray losing his mask. So those were the two things for me. You guys, what's your thoughts?
I think it's going to lead into a mask versus hair match at WrestleMania, probably.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
winner gets Charlotte. For those in the know.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that's going to happen, and
I
So what's the loser gets Zelina? I
Yeah.
purposely lose.
That's That's right.
But why would you have him, unmask Mysterio coming into Royal Rumble season, Mania only a couple months away? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the greatest for a Mexican lucha libre wrestler, the greatest.
Identifier.
Yeah, why not carry that storyline? Once again, if they're going to kill it off, why do it?
I think to a certain extent, though, Ray has been unmasked a handful of times in his career. WCW, he went through that, actually wrestled for a while without a mask.
Yeah.
So to me, the unmasking thing with Ray can get a little stale because they've already done that. And I think they even did it in WWE in one of his prior runs. That doesn't excite me, hair versus mask. Just go. What I would like to see happen is perhaps Dominic get involved, maybe to help Ray recapture the belt.
True.
Because obviously there's a lot of talk of his son getting involved, becoming a wrestler for WWE. That's where I'd like to see the storyline go, which they were teasing with Brock for a lot during their last run with Ray and Brock. But that's just me. That's Ryan agrees with your suggestion, losing purposely in order to win Zelina as a consolation prize. So, you wrote consultation prize, but I think you meant consolation
You
prize.
would need
Ryan.
a consultation after that.
Yeah, personal head doctor. But anyway, so what about the Big Show? He got a nice response when he was announced.
He
Did
got
you
a
see
nice
that
pop.
coming?
He got a nice pop, and
He
I think
looked very, very stiff in the ring from what I saw on
he
tape.
did. And that's when you're not in the ring constantly. I can't speak.
Yeah, when was the last time you were in a ring?
Exactly. But no, if you miss even weeks, you get ring rust. Working with all these guys over the years, and he's in great shape. Lost a ton of weight.
Still doesn't show up on TV.
What are you doing?
I'm playing
We
with the
can't
red
give
blue.
him any buttons.
No,
over
you
here.
can't. I wanted to see the red and blue. That was my pen that just hit the floor. No more notes for me.
Those
Drop
are the
the
Johnny
mic.
lights.
Those are the Johnny lights. Johnny, turn around and look behind you. There you go. Anyway, but apparently another one of the shows here at Go Live uses them for stuff. So I just like messing around. Hey, by the way, you're listening to Thoughts Count Anywhere live on GoLive.Vegas as well as Facebook video stream. Matt, Scott, and myself. Johnny is moved to
AOL.
Parts Unknown, I guess. Again, Parts Unknown continues to grow as a community. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take away.
He's got ring rust. And
Yeah.
They put him in a tag match, got a nice pop. Very similar to when I was back in Tennessee, and they had Kane come out because obviously he's the mayor there
Right.
in Knoxville. It's nice to have those guys come back. When you keep them in a tag match, you can hide the injuries, hide the ring rust. But yeah, you can also see it if you're skilled in watching wrestling.
And they won on DQ.
Yeah.
As it worked out. It was nice to see him back. But obviously the wear and tear. Speaking of wear and tear, I know you saw this, as I think you reshared it. Did you see the post from Kevin Nash today?
That is awesome.
Isn't that crazy? I don't know. I didn't reshare it because it wasn't a share button. But for those who don't know, you can check it out on Twitter. Kevin Nash posted a picture basically to all the haters of wrestling who say wrestling is fake. Showed a picture of maybe a couple of years ago where his legs, his thighs, everything looked good. His knees were good. But he's had a lot of operations on his knees. And the deformity of his right leg in particular, even though he had surgery on his left side, his right leg not looking good. I mean, that right leg almost looks anorexic in nature, especially from knee down, is very thin and angled out under his body. It is not a good leg.
Well,
Why he had to retire.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the guys 10, 15 years ago used to wrestle, 5-7 days a week.
Yeah.
And especially asking for these guys to take the bumps. And after the whole Mick Foley or Mankind Undertaker match off the top of the cage,
Right on.
what can you do
To top it.
Yeah, and so they've constantly had to do things. And don't forget, when he went down to WCW with the NWO thing, they were wrestling 5 nights a week, doing house shows.
Yeah.
And WCW didn't have the most skilled wrestlers at the time. Goldberg, who?
Yeah.
Who ended up hurt. I mean, that's where he hurt Bret Hart.
Right.
Honestly. And if they didn't take care of their bodies, God bless them. I mean, I've done a lot of shows and had a lot of friends that are, I'll call old schools or true legends. And the breakdown in the medical science wasn't there at the time. So they could not easily get, all these new treatments that the kids and the guys and the ladies have now.
But speaking of old school, you have something coming up at the store in a couple of weeks, I think next month. Why don't you talk about...
I get a cheap pop there. Thank
Of course.
you.
Hey, well,
May-
you own the show.
Yeah,
I mean,
February 8th.
That's what it
at
says
Power-
on the screen there.
Really? Cool.
Power Play Sports and Collectibles.
February 8th from 12 to 2 at my store at the Boulevard Mall. Once again, Boulevard Mall, those
What store is it? Where is it?
Power Play Sports Collectibles at
Where's
the
it?
Boulevard Mall.
Thank you
And
very much.
for those in the know why I'm doing that.
Boulevard Mall.
Yeah. I have two, in my opinion, legends. One is Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Ho!
We need the lights. But the other one is
Being arrested for impersonation.
the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase,
Everybody's got a price.
without Virgil.
Apparently his price is $20.
Yeah, it is. But realistically, I love Ted DiBiase before the $1 Million Man gimmick. For those who don't remember, he worked down in the South in Georgia Championship Wrestling, the old NWA territory, Texas area. Was definitely one of the worst heels, and not a gimmick heel, but a heel. Black glove, sort of like the Blackjacks did years ago, and definitely had some great matches. So I do have some pictures that I'll be, obviously there to sell for the autographs of some old school pictures of Ted DiBiase. I also have found some old Duggan pictures, but then we'll have all the current stuff for, not current, but the more recent stuff for the fans that
Right on.
want to come in.
And that's the date again, February 8th?
February 8th. And if things work out, since, by the way, if you're in Las Vegas that weekend, oh my God, you have
Picked one hell of a day to do that.
there's
by the
going to
way.
be a lot of wrestling fans at that night because, we've got Impact over at Sam's Town on Friday and Saturday with who?
Tessa Blanchard.
Thank you. And we will have NXT running on Saturday also at the Palms. What brain surgeon tried to figure that one out?
No.
Scheduling, do they not look at each other's calendars?
No.
But something that you guys don't know that I heard from somebody today.
Uh-oh, breaking news.
Yes.
You have a breaking news line?
And Matt, can you tell me who it was? You'll guess?
Kevin Cross?
No.
Killer Cross?
Scarlett.
Impact.
Tessa?
Thank you. If things work out with scheduling, I will probably have on Sunday, the 9th, Tessa and Daga, the happy couple.
The
Right on.
soon to be.
No, they'll be a happy couple. But for those who don't know, she is engaged to Daga Miguel, who is the AAA cruiserweight champion down in the AAA in Mexico.
I didn't know the car service has a wrestling foundation.
God love you, Aaron. Turn on the lights for that one.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Get me off the screen. I'm
Yeah,
done.
ding, ding.
Yes.
But if things work out with scheduling, with Impact and things like that, looks like Sunday they'll be at the store also at the Boulevard Mall.
Ryan is asking Tessa, is she going to be the Impact champ when they come to Vegas?
The match is this Sunday.
Tune in and find
All
out.
I asked was photo ops might be going up in price.
702-660-7666. 702-660-7666 is our number. Give us a call. Let us know what you think. Don't forget the poll that's on Facebook. Next Monday the 13th, will you be watching the Tigers versus the Tigers for the College Football Championship, or will you be tuned into Raw on Monday night? Just curious to know what the viewers will be watching. Thank goodness for DVRs. I will probably be watching the football game, and I will DVR Raw as I do every Monday night anyway.
Speaking of that, DVR, why isn't Raw on the network?
I don't know. Probably commercial advertising.
Okay. Just
Should
I
be.
never could figure that out, why that's not on the network, but the pay-per-views and everything else is.
Okay, I just had a thought in my head.
Thoughts count anywhere.
They do, yes, even in my head, if they don't come out, they even count. Do you guys have a trivia question, and maybe we can set them up for a little something to call in and win? How about a little trivia question? Do we have a little something?
Well, I can give them if they come by the store at the Boulevard Mall.
At the Boulevard Mall.
Boulevard Mall.
Yes, we have the gimmick bags, I call them.
Okay, that's with all the pictures and stuff?
Well, it might have pictures.
Oh,
For everybody that's got or bought one, you can even buy them. They've all got pictures, but I
Okay.
don't know if the one they pick will have pictures. But
gotcha.
It's a surprise.
There you go. Or I'll tell you what, if you call in, first of all, we need to come up with a trivia question. So you guys think about that. So if you get you're the first caller and you get the trivia question correct.
How do you hurt a shoulder at work? Inside joke.
Well, talking to a guy who's recovering from shoulder surgery, it's
Yes.
not impossible.
Very carefully.
Very carefully, that's right. You can come on the show as a guest for one segment.
Be a bell ringer.
Be our guest bell ringer when we have the bell.
Because Chief is not here tonight.
No, but we don't even have the bell.
I know. It's at my store.
But we had a secret bell ringer who is sitting in the studio right now when we had the bell and no ringer. This individual filled in very nicely. But you can come to the studio, be on the show with us, and be the guest ringer for a segment. So we need a question now that I've hyped it up. We
yeah.
have
Matt, think of one, and we'll keep talking.
all right. So thank you, Justin, for sharing. We appreciate it. I knew you'd be out there resharing our post. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Why don't you pick the next topic? Pick one.
Hogan training for Mania? Maybe he's the 30th entrance.
Oh, my God. I'll tell you what. He looks like Santa Claus buffing up if you saw that picture of him with the beard and everything while he was supposedly working out. Look, there are just certain people I don't want to see anymore in the ring. That they're going to kill themselves or hurt somebody else because they're just not able to do what they used to do properly.
I want to remember them the way they were.
Yep.
Sort of
It's
the
gonna
reason.
like hurt his own legacy.
Well, I mean, look at Flair. I remember Flair with the long, blonde hair, carrying himself as the champion. One of the, when they did the Four Horsemen gimmick back in Georgia Championship Wrestling, styling and profiling. I don't want to see the caricature that WWE hit and TNA did with him. It just no. And like I said, I want to remember them the way they were.
All right, I have a trivia question.
Sure.
I have a trivia question that people can call in. I will not take answers in chat. You must call in 702-660-7666. What year did Bob Backlund beat superstar Billy Graham for his WWE title in Madison Square Garden? What year, and I know everybody now can actually punch it in and look it up online. What year did Bob Backlund beat superstar Billy Graham for what was then called the Triple WF Heavyweight Championship? What year? And I'll give you an extra brownie point if you can name the location. What arena did he beat Superstar in? Okay, that's your question. 702-660-7666.
The Worldwide Wrestling Federation.
Worldwide Wrestling Federation. Then they went with let's get the F out.
No,
So
then they went to WWF.
They went to two W's, right? WWF.
And then they lost that because of copyrights. Now you wonder why.
Oh,
Vince
right, with the
copyrights-
panda, right? Worldwide, the animal thing.
I had the greatest shirt. It was two pandas. One had a chair and was, cracking the other one over
Oh,
the
I
head.
got that thing
Yeah,
too.
that was the greatest shirt.
All right. So call in 702-660-7666 with your answer. All right. Interesting topic that you pulled up there, Matt. WWE made $13 million off of YouTube. It doesn't sound like a lot when you consider the mega gazillions that they bring in through all their other stuff, but they made $13 million off of YouTube. How did they do that?
They could be a sponsor.
Yeah, exactly.
They got the money.
Exactly. I mean, what did they do to get that kind of revenue? Was it advertising?
It's
Was
just
it
view on YouTube.
They're getting paid for
monetize
views, right?
They get pennies on the view, but when you have that many views, it
Right.
adds up.
Yes, it does.
See if
Absolutely
Lawler
does.
or Lashley try to take credit for this.
Exactly. All right. $13 million. Now, there's a little heat going on between Punk and The Miz on Twitter after saying that his Twitter on Backstage was the best one yet and sorry for not changing the culture. Punk's response was, go suck a blood money covered you-know-what in Saudi Arabia. You are a blank dork. I will not say those words on because this is a show for kids,
It's a
too.
podcast.
I know, but when you upload this stuff to YouTube, it now has to ask you, is your content child-proof? Can a child watch this video?
I can't watch it anymore?
No, you're done.
Okay.
No, you're too. Well, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so where's this leading? Punk and Miz going at it. First of all, I think a lot of people are disappointed with Punk because when he started going onto WWE Backstage, there was such hype. He was going to be a regular contributor, no filter, no nothing, yada, yada, yada. How many episodes has he been on? 2?
Two.
It's only been on 2. He hasn't been on there in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. So that's disappointing. But what's the heat between him and Miz all of a sudden? Is this part of a potential storyline now that Johnny's back?
Well, don't forget, when CM Punk went out, Miz kind of stepped in those shoes. And now, Miz has a career outside. He did a couple movies. He's
Right.
got the Miz
The
and
reality
Mrs.
show, which is a pretty good show,
It's a
by the way.
great show,
I love
actually.
it.
I think it's very entertaining. And CM Punk went to UFC and got his ass kicked.
Right. Not once.
Twice.
Why would you go to MMA when you got AJ Lee sitting in your house? I don't understand that myself.
Why do you play for the Bears and be a quarterback and get your ass handed
That's
to
true.
you?
Mitchell Trubisky, right? So, all right.
Go Niners.
I'm actually pulling for them. I want to see them win. I like Garoppolo. But anyway, we digress. Okay, so, I mean, really, where do you think this is going to lead between Punk and Miz, or is this just Twitter fodder?
I think it's fodder.
Twitter fodder.
I
Fodder.
just think it's Twitter fodder because he already deleted it.
Oh, did he?
He probably just did it out of like anger because of the shot Miz took on him on TV.
That
So
makes
he was-
sense. I'm sorry, the truth hurts and CM Punk can't take it? Well, he couldn't
Pretty
take a
much.
punch either in UFC.
That's Mickey Gall. Probably the easiest payday he ever had in his life.
It was.
Jeez. All right, next topic. NXT preview tonight. Keith Lee versus, I can never get this person, Djokovic versus Grimes versus Priest for the #1 contender for the North American title. And I got to tell you, what I saw from Keith Lee on that pay-per-view, which the last one or wherever it was, the guy is solid. The guy is
He's
a brick.
He's a big boy.
He is
I mean, just
put together. I would love to see more of him personally.
he reminds me of the way he moves in the ring to another old school again, but Jerry Blackwell.
Yeah.
Jerry Blackwell was a huge guy and could do drop kicks and everything for that day and age. I mean, he was, close to 400 and 500 pounds
yeah.
and could do drop kicks. And I think Keith Lee follows that image.
Yeah, that dude just does some stuff you think you'd never be able to.
True.
When you see big guys that are athletic like that, that's like the 10th wonder of the world. I mean, just to see those big, because you don't think of it with big guys being able to do all that stuff. I mean, Frank the Tank doing suicide dives out of the ring here at BBW is crazy enough, but
True.
but Frank Keith Lee, I mean, he is a brick, and I would love to see more of him, whether it's through NXT or eventually at some point coming to either Raw or SmackDown. Okay, let's go on to indie news.
We can't do indie news.
Why not?
Johnny's not here.
Well, no, he usually covers indie news.
Is that
No,
true?
that's usually Johnny.
That's
who
usually
runs.
Johnny.
All right, so we'll skip that to
Yeah.
last in case he shows up in the next 22 minutes. Wait a minute. Here comes Johnny now. He's getting he's being led down, right? He's getting an escort. Okay, let's go to AEW and Impact.
Matt, take it away.
That's it.
Impact Wrestling news. Hard to Kill is this Sunday. It's Tessa Blanchard versus Sami Callihan for the heavyweight title. And we all know everybody at this show wants to win.
Tessa.
Tessa.
Hashtag Tessa.
I actually think it would save the company because nothing else is going to. Because once she's gone, it's over.
Yeah. I can't see I just saw in the feed because there's about a 7 or 12 second delay. I just saw the red flashing on the feed on my phone. So it does come through.
It
just
works.
It works. Look at that. We're going to see it come through again. Anyway, again, I still have kind of a concern with a woman holding the traditional men's heavyweight championship belt.
I can see
understand
that,
why they're
yeah.
doing it, but I don't. To me, it's like a mismatch.
Well, the problem is, you don't have anything for Tessa to do. She's already been the Divas champ or whatever they call it there. She's so over people within Impact and outside of Impact. She can write her ticket. So they have nothing for her to go up against. I mean, it would be like putting China, the old school China, in with the little divas that they had, the bra and panty matches. It made no sense.
She did that after wrestling
Well, yeah.
on a whole nother network.
Was it the network? This is family oriented.
That's right.
We have been told we have to be PG now.
Well, we are walking the line.
Yeah.
We are walking the line.
Isn't it a Johnny Cash song?
Yeah, it's actually the name of a movie too,
Yes.
right? It was his movie.
But there's nothing for Tessa to do.
So
except,
she wins. Then where does she go from there as a champ? How
you-
long? How long? I mean,
well, contract's up in March,
that's true. That's very true.
and they have another pay-per-view here in February.
There you
You
go.
can control the whole destiny of Tessa, the title, and have a rematch with Sammy and put it in a cage.
There you go. All right.
Because
Makes sense.
she's she can handle her own.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah. I think
Exactly.
they're booking her perfectly. It's not like she's dominating all these guys. It's like they're doing stuff to her. They're catching her she's catching stuff off rebounds and just getting the upper hand on them the way she should.
Oh,
And
well, Mike works.
I just noticed it was sideways.
I didn't even realize.
There you go.
I'm surprised our producer didn't correct us.
Yes.
He's sleeping at the switch over there.
Yes.
He's had a long day. He's been at CES for the last couple of days. He actually got to thought maybe meet. He saw Maria Menounos, who's a big person from WWE.
Very true. And
Right.
does was it that show with Saved by the Bell guy?
Yeah, Mario Lopez.
Yes.
Yeah,
They do that
They
talk
do that. They do the talk show. She's also appeared on Bar Rescue with John Taffer a lot as
Very
an
true.
informant, as one of the informants. Yeah, I guess that's what you would call it.
Name
So
is Beth Davis, and I witnessed it.
there you go. Beth Davis witnessed it. Thank you, Beth. Whoever that was. See, we get thoughts count anywhere. They come in from anywhere.
I'm hearing voices in my
Right,
head.
That's right. That's right.
Where's Randy Orton?
Wait, out of nowhere. My goodness gracious.
I don't know if Jason's still listening, but he met Becky Lynch at CES today.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. I want to see pictures. Well, when we saw these people, man, we got to hook them. Now that we have the ability on GoLive.Vegas,
Do we?
well, we will. We'll get it fixed.
Our producer, can we work
Oh,
on
the
that?
the Bellas was there too. Jason just confirmed that. Nikki.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think the Bellas will come back in the ladies' Rumble?
That could be they've been talking too.
They were, they had the itch as we saw in one of the last Total Diva shows. But yeah, but once we get the technology of remote capability and we can get people piped in, who do you want to see as a guest on Thoughts Count Anywhere?
Oh, they're calling in now.
They're calling.
That was
All
cool.
right, we have it. That was good. Let's see. Maybe it's someone who's going to answer the trivia question. Thank you for calling Thoughts Count Anywhere. Who do we have on the phone? Hello. Turn down your volume, please.
Yes, there's a radio delay.
Hello.
Hello. Can you turn down the volume in your background and let us know who you are? Hello.
Can you hear us now?
Hello.
It's Jason Piper.
Oh, Jason, turn down the volume in
Turn
the
down the
background of the show.
goddamn moon.
Because
It's
we're
a
hearing the delay.
child show.
We're okay. You got to turn down.
Hello.
Yes, Jason. How are you? Thank you for calling.
Can you hear
If
me?
anyone
You
knows
can't hear us?
Can you hear me?
If
Hello?
anyone knows radio,
Hold on.
turn down your.
Hold on. We're having a little issue. He cannot hear us, but we can hear him. Jason, can you hear us now? Hello.
I can hear you now.
All right. There you go. Thanks for calling in, man. What's up?
So yes, Becky Lynch was there. She was a split second high, and then went into the room where they're doing all the interviews and stuff. So it really wasn't the sit down talk, but she was really nice.
Well, that's good because there's rumors out there she's not always the nicest person in public. I've read that before. I don't know if obviously that's true or not.
I've witnessed that.
Oh, okay. So there you go.
Well, I personally witnessed and sat at the bar with.
Who?
Oh my God!
Ricochet, EC3.
Yeah, Ricochet and EC3 were having lunch in Tennessee, and across the way was, Sasha Banks and
Sasha, I've
Bailey.
been told.
Bailey.
I've read that Sasha is also not the nicest person in public.
and you know what? They don't know me from Adam per se, but they even treated Ricochet like shit.
Jeez, Jason.
Oh, wait.
Jason,
Beep.
do you want to take a shot at our trivia question?
I can give it a whirl.
Okay, what year and where did Bob Backlund beat superstar Billy Graham for the Worldwide Wrestling Federation Championship?
It was February 20th, 1978, at the Madison Square Garden.
You have 2/3 of that correct because I was there in attendance. It was 1976.
Oh,
Unless Google gave you bad information.
actually, this is Wikipedia that gave me the information.
Yeah,
You
no, it was,
believe Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Next thing you're gonna tell me stuff on Facebook is real.
right. As Abraham Lincoln said, you should always never believe what's on the internet.
Yes.
So I was there, and it was 1976, and Bob Backlund has it written in his book. But I don't know. I had it as 76 as I was in attendance. But I'll tell you what, you came pretty darn close, and you're the only person that's called in thus far. So we'll set it up with you. You can arrange it with Matt. We'll have you come in as our guest bell announcer or ringer
do that?
for one of our future shows. And then you can also stop by Power Play Sports at the where? Boulevard Mall, and you can talk to Scott about picking up the basically it's a grab bag, basically, right?
Yeah, grab bag.
All right. So we'll set that up and have you come in live on the show, and then you can participate with us during one of our segments. How's that?
All right.
Right on, man. Thank you for calling, Jason. Appreciate it.
Later.
Take care. All right. So we have a winner there.
Let's go to indie news. Ding ding.
Okay, indie news. So what do we have? So BVW, Big Valley Wrestling, the next card, New Year's Anarchy, January 19th, coming up in a couple of weeks, down at the Sahara Event Center. Bell time is 2 p.m. Tickets are available. You can go to the Big Valley Wrestling Facebook page for more information. There's a 6-man tag match. There is a couple of lucha wrestlers. I don't have the card in front of me. Unfortunately, I will not be there. Johnny hopefully will be there, and Jason Mewes will probably be on the mic. I already have another commitment for that day. And then also, why don't you talk about the FSW show?
FSW No Escape is January 25th at Sam's Town, which is the cage matches.
And for those who are going to Level Up, which is a anime and gaming convention, Versus Wrestling, which I'm helping sponsor also, will be, so I'll have a gimmick table there, will be in attendance during the Level Up convention over at the Convention Center.
Nice.
And here is a news flash. Here's breaking news. Sunday, Sunday, Englishtown Racing from Englishtown. At the matches that Versus will have on Sunday, there's going to be a certain commentary team in attendance there, or at least one half will be there. At this point, I don't know if the other half is going to show up.
Are you going to be there?
I am going to be there. I just committed. Yeah, that sounded like a murder mystery music. Is someone going to get shot here at the wrestling? Jeez Louise. I will be on commentary, and hopefully Johnny Rock will be on commentary. Now, there, it's not recorded commentary like we do for BVW. It's in-house commentary. So we will be on the PA system providing commentary. So Johnny Rock and I will be there. The voice and
The mystery partner.
the mystery. He's got to come in wearing the mask then. You know that, right?
Absolutely.
So we will be there for Versus on Sunday at the matches at the Convention Center. So come on down, get your tickets. It'll be the second time I'll be involved with Versus. A couple of months ago, they did a fundraiser for Boys and Girls Club down in Henderson, and I was asked to come in as their ring announcer, and now I've been promoted to commentary, I guess. I don't
With
know.
Johnny?
Anyway, don't forget, we have a poll that will be closing in about 10 minutes. What will you be watching next Monday? College football championship game, Tigers versus Tigers, or will it be WWE Raw? By the way, you're noticing probably as you're watching that sometimes our screen is kind of flashing and skipping. We are not having an earthquake. I just want to tell you that we are not losing power. Okay, we have a camera that is burping along the way, currently being worked on, and maybe skipped, so you don't have to deal with it anymore. Okay. What else do we have? Do you want to talk about the relationship with AEW, or do we want to skip that?
Well, first of all, for those who can get on the Jericho cruise,
Yeah.
they should have, Matt.
I know.
I mean, he is now doing meet and greets, and you get like to go to lunch and be part of the matches, and you get your own championship belt
Right on.
Oh, wow.
for being part of the VIP package, which I thought I saw it was only like $1,000.
Oh,
But,
that's all.
But when you're part of the matches and you get your own belt and all that kind of goodies, and get to do commentary with Jericho, I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you do that on a cruise? Hell, the drink package costs you. Never mind.
Well,
You know.
if
Yes, I know. Bar tabs.
if I get a call from the Jericho Cruise to go out there and do commentary, I will scratch and claw every penny I have to pay for the seat and go out there and do commentary.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking next year somebody, and I'm looking at that person, should really sign up. Yes.
But then at that point, you
Going
might
to
want to ask
try.
a certain sponsor to sponsor your fare there to cover it, right?
Yeah. Well, he can go with Johnny. He can get
Right
a room.
on.
He'll have the room to himself.
There you go.
Scott just turned heel.
That's right. There you go.
Business expense.
Traveling marketing expense,
It'll be-
absolutely.
it'll be a write-off.
All right. We want to thank everybody that's in the chat room. Again, 702-660-7666. By the way, remember to download the Go Live Vegas app on your Android or Apple product. This show will be re-aired on Go Live Vegas, GoLive.Vegas on the website on Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Or, of course, as soon as we end this show, it will be immediately available through our Facebook page, Thoughts Count Anywhere. Please reshare it. Please get people to like the page as well as our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to never miss an episode. And where else can people hear the audio podcast?
Every place you listen to your podcast, you can find Thoughts Count Anywhere.
There you go. All right,
Trying to get people to like us. Don't.
Well, listen, somebody's got to, pretend. I can't keep telling my wife I have no friends,
I know.
So, speaking of which, this tells you my status in life. I'm down here doing the show with you on my 31st wedding anniversary
Yes.
tonight.
And I put the congratulations for you. Congratulations.
Yes, you did. Thank
30
you.
plus years. That's incredible. I have
Yes.
to say, in today's society, anything over 10, you should
Exactly.
be celebrating. So congratulations
Thank
to
you.
you and your lovely wife.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I appreciate. It's funny when I used to sell timeshare, and I'd meet with a couple. One of my ice-breaking questions would be, "So how long you guys married?" And the woman would go, or the one of them would say, "Oh, 31 years." And I would turn to them and say, "Is that together?" Based on what society with multiple marriages and stuff.
So now that you're 31 years, does that mean now you're long term?
My long term, yeah. The warranty has expired, so my wife cannot turn me in anymore. But as a shout out to my wife, this goes to show that how supportive my wife is to help me achieve my dreams and goals in this industry. After 14 and a half years, to still have the passion for what I do, to be able to still do this. Now, that's not to say that I don't have plans. Saturday
night, you better be taking her to
Saturday,
dinner. and a
well, we're
show
going to do
and-
dinner. It's funny you mention the show. Jimmy Denning, who was the lead for Tenors of Rock, who we had on Twin Brothers over the summer. I reached out to him. I wanted to buy a pair of tickets to take my wife. And courtesy of Jimmy and Tenors of Rock, he is going to set me up for 2 tickets on Tenors of Rock to celebrate our anniversary.
That's wonderful.
Nice.
So we thank you, Jimmy. We appreciate that, and we'll see you Saturday night. And I'm blessed, and like I said, if it wasn't for her support in doing this kind of thing, I would not be here otherwise on her anniversary.
You keep it up, you might not. Be
I might not be able to go home. Exactly. So also notable birthdays today: Stephen Hawking's birthday, and of course, when we got married 31 years ago, not that it changed anywhere around that, it was noted that, of course, we got married on Elvis Presley's birthday. My first name, Matt, right? There you go. Ta-da.
Honka, honka, burning love.
That's no, return to sender. It's more like it. All right. Anything you guys want to talk about for CES? Actually, maybe Aaron can pop on because he's been at CES. Did you get to CES at all, Matt?
No, I haven't.
I know
I've
you've been out of
working.
town.
I've been out of town, but I did watch a news channel that actually had some, good news. And Aaron's smiling over there, But there is a phone that, let me borrow your phone because mine's in my pocket or jacket pocket. Standard size, iPhone, smartphone that is two-sided and it opens up and it's one big screen.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's 5G only right now, so it's only available in other countries because we can't get 5G here. But
There's 5G here.
Yeah. Okay.
I have it
Do you have it here in the studio? Is that what you're running on, or is it on your phone?
That's why it's flashing.
on my phone.
That's right. The
But-
quarter's
but the-
running out.
But
That's
the
why it's flashing.
screen is foldable and there's no seam or anything,
Wow.
which is pretty impressive. But then I go to the fact that if you're getting a phone that big, why don't you just strap a tablet to your ear?
Exactly.
iPad right there. And,
Exactly.
But I mean, just the technology of the folding screens,
Sure.
and they're doing laptops with that also.
Right on.
And it was a very good news segment. So the stuff coming out of CES is just
Always.
incredible.
Every year it comes out. Aaron, is there anything that you'd like? Aaron, by the way, is our producer, but more importantly, he is the brain behind Go Live Vegas. Is there anything you want to touch on that came out of CES as a man who's in the techno world, as you are?
Unfortunately, I was working the entire time, so,
So
maybe tomorrow.
Well, okay. He did meet and got to see Maria Menounos, so I think I mentioned,
Yep.
I don't know if I mentioned on air, we were talking about it before, who, of course, is someone connected with WWE. Usually I get tickets to get down there, but this year with my work schedule, I just couldn't get down there. However, if anybody's got to hook up for AVN in a couple of weeks, I can make time. But anyway, did I say that was the
I
mic
hope
on?
your wife is listening.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Probably. No, actually, she's probably not. That's why I can get away with it. But did I say that? Man, the mic was on when I said that?
Yes.
Damn. All right. Last topic. Why don't
Can
you
you hear
have-
it again at 6 p.m. on Sunday?
Exactly right. We only have
After how good your evening was.
exactly on Saturday. Exactly. Scott, why don't you take the last topic that's written there if you have any comments on that?
The Australia fires. Unfortunately, there is a huge brush fire type that is pretty much engulfed. They say the size of like Maryland and Virginia, if you overlay those two states for Australia, that's how big these fires are. And it is just absolutely unfortunate that it's happening. I heard that somebody out of Vegas, maybe Clark County Fire Department or the military, Nellis, is sending responders over there to help fight the fires, which God bless them for doing that. Unfortunately, it's killing a lot of animals.
Yeah.
Death toll is not that, any death toll is, a bad thing. But
Here you
yeah,
go.
there's
Good.
the
Pick
map.
it up.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Well, actually, it's more than that
It's
now.
coast to coast. This was I posted this on my personal Facebook page. This was something I saw on online, obviously, and this is Australia, overlaid the United States, and what has been affected by fire is amazing. You're talking, because remember, East Coast to West Coast, and I'm just going to round numbers, is 3,000 miles. 3,000 miles roughly from coast to coast. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what you're looking at. This is absolutely insane when you think about the size. I'm just going to click on the story and bring it up. This was posted on January 5th. You could see now the side-by-side maps if you want to bring the laptop back up. Just devastation of the areas that were devastated by the fire, and how much in comparison to the United States. Now, disturbing news that I read today about this, they've arrested 184 people associated with somehow either purposely starting the fires or didn't report it, which in Australia is illegal. Once you see activity, you're supposed to report it. Whatever it was, 184 people have been charged by the Australian authorities for being involved somehow with that fire. And the devastation, I would dare say, almost takes Australia off the map.
Very true.
Yeah,
Makes it
that's
inhabitable.
crazy.
Very
So,
unfortunate.
We want to send our thoughts and prayers to everybody out there, people who know people that are out there. Please, we want to send our thoughts and prayers that things are going to get better for you soon. I don't even know how far it's contained to know how close they are to getting this thing under control. I have not seen anything about that at all.
I've heard they're starting to get some of it under control, but it's even worse for them is it's summer over there.
That is
Yeah.
true. So yeah, the heat and the dryness of the season, that is correct. All right, we only have about 2 minutes left. Where can we find the results of the poll there, Mr. Producer?
And while we're doing that, I'm going to take a cheap pop. And
Cheap
first,
pop?
First of all, Power Play Sports Collectibles will start their podcast show here.
Oh.
Possibly this weekend.
Oh.
But I will do the breaking news once we get a schedule, and
Where
I'll
they-
post
where
it
are
on
they
our
up?
pages.
I'm sorry.
No
Where
problem.
are the results up? On the Facebook. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. So the Power Play Sports Collectibles is starting its own show.
Yes, and we will be. I'll put it on the Facebook page and Thoughts Count Anywhere page. You guys will put it up for us.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna invite everybody there, and we have 86%. It looks like.
There we go. Yeah, I'm going to
Wow,
bring it up.
wow, okay.
86%, 88% of the people 86% will actually be watching Raw, those who voted.
Well, we are a wrestling show.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Yeah, I know that. But they're also mainstream sports fans.
Polls have been wrong before.
That's right. We have no hanging... We have,
I did that for my buddy across the room.
we have no hanging chads in this
Yes,
poll.
exactly.
So,
Well,
all
with,
right. So
with that said, we'll, congratulations to Raw.
yeah, exactly.
And,
all 12 people.
Isn't it like a 2 out of 10?
I guess.
Okay.
Okay, so the basis of the collectible show is going to be similar to what we did a couple of weeks ago.
Absolutely, and we will post when we're going to meet with the producer afterwards and figure out a schedule. I think it'll be this Saturday. We've talked in the past, but we'll firm everything up. We'll put it on the pages.
We may have to evaluate that recording day.
Great.
Just for
I go out of town.
Well, listen.
Fly almost 2,000 miles to get here. Johnny can't come 20 minutes, but I
but
made
you
the
see,
show.
I'm still doing business while you're traveling. You know,
Yeah,
there's other
absolutely.
shows that are growing here. He just started a paranormal show now, and then
I'm free.
then on the hat here, which you see, the Fan Action Nation, which I've been also helping involved. They're going to actually be doing a show for 5 weeks right before we do Twin Brothers.
So you're not taking me to the prom, is what you're saying?
No, I am going to take it to the
Okay,
prom
that's
just on a different day or something. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
I get homecoming, right?
But yes, but rest assured, stay tuned on Facebook for the announcement as to when the Power Play Sports Collectible Show will be launched here on Go Live.
And don't forget, you can advertise on Go Live. You can advertise on Thoughts Count Anywhere. Matt, give them the email address to get a hold of you.
ThoughtsCountAnywherePodcast@gmail.com.
Right on.
And we can do advertising for the Power Play Sports Collectibles show, too.
Yeah.
I know a Pop Shack store that might be interested.
And a barber, which we never talked to, which I haven't gotten there to talk to.
Yeah, exactly.
So you had your hand raised. Oh, okay. Well, I kind of alluded to it. The show, the paranormal show that I mentioned is called After Dark, being hosted by John Shaw, beginning January 14th at 5 p.m. Pacific time right here on Go Live Vegas. So, John,
First guest is Tape Face.
Tape Face.
Awesome.
Wow.
For those who don't know who Tape Face is, that was America's Got Talent show. Yeah.
Okay.
Good thing it's a video show. 'Cause I don't know if he has a lot to say.
No, exactly. He'll be doing his Harpo Marx impression on the show. So, all right. I think we are just about out of time. Is that correct, sir? Is our quarter running out? We are past time. Well,
Hey,
that's
we're like Raw.
that's right. We are in overtime. Okay. So, with that, final thoughts, Mr. Scott.
Final thoughts, Johnny. Take care of yourself wherever you might be.
Parts
And
unknown.
Not trying to be political, but thank God no one lost their lives last night. And we'll just leave it at that in our military.
True that.
There you go. Okay, Matt, your turn, sir.
So hope everybody has a great week. Catch us, follow us on all our social medias, YouTube.
Spotify, Pandora.
And subscribe. Subscribe
Yes.
to our Facebook page. Subscribe to all the channels that you can find us so that this way, whatever your favorite one is, you will not miss an episode. Be sure to join us next Wednesday night right here, 7 p.m. Pacific on Go Live Vegas through Facebook. And who knows who our guests will be? Maybe we'll need Leonard Nimoy here to find Johnny. I don't know. In search of? Who knows? Anyway, have a great week. Be safe. Be happy. Welcome to 2020. More from the wrestling world. The 3.5, 4 Thoughtsmen will be back next week right here on Thoughts Count Anywhere. Have a good night, everybody.